Sorry, I just got cut off there. I spent the most part of the afternoon just actually going through their website, and they have some really, really wonderful resources if you're looking for some more deep reading around this issue. But basically, the article just goes on to say that considering children to be colorblind can be quite problematic. And if we look very closely, we can see, even by ourselves, that this is not true. We can see when you've even had a situation at Small World where we've had a teacher of color being asked whether she's the mother of a child of color just because they kind of look the same. But this question isn't really asked when, there's a white child and a white teacher. It's not assumed that they are related in any way. And the article just goes on to say that, it would be ridiculous for us to assume that children do not see difference when we as adults actually encourage them to categorize and sort things, and we consider that to be a vital part of their learning. We tell children to kind of like spot the difference between two pictures, to sort the red blocks to one side and the yellow blocks to one side. And it's natural for them to do the same when it comes to the people around them. And it's kind of illogical for us to assume that they wouldn't do that. And the article goes on to say that by not talking to children about race or difference, we can actually perpetuate the separation that we see in our societies. The author went on to say that if we don't bring these conversations to the table and we don't really go into a deep inquiry around these conversations with our children, they can tend to see race or all of these kind of topics around diversity and inclusivity as separate to them. And they might not link the fact that, or they might not come to the conclusion that they actually play a very big role in sorting out the issues of racism, sexism, etc. that we see in our societies. So I thought that was really really informative and really important to learn for myself. And I think that it just further emphasizes that we as a community really need to head into this topic of diversity and inclusivity head on with bravery. Often as adults, when a topic or a subject that makes us uncomfortable because of our own backgrounds and our own experiences is brought up by a child, our immediate reaction is to want to kind of sweep it under the rug and make it seem like it's not a problem or not something that they need to consider at all. And that's where you get sentences like, oh yeah, we're all the same. No, that child is not different to you at all. We are all the same, which is true. Deep down inside, we are all the same, but we are also different. We look different. We speak differently to one another. We have different beliefs and different languages. And it's important to not ignore these, but instead to celebrate these and to point these out to children and to show them that difference is normal. It's normal for you to be different to somebody else, and it's something to celebrate and something to enjoy because it means that there's something new that you can learn. So, I just thought that I would just discuss that topic a little bit. I am by no means a diversity expert, so I'm not going to go too deeply into what was mentioned in the article, but just to again urge all of us, staff and parents alike at Small World, to really bring up a bravery and a courage inside all of us to explore and to really deepen our understanding of this topic. It's not a comfortable thing to talk about. It tends to bring up a lot of emotion, but it's a really important thing for us to go into, to inquire into, to explore with our children. Because if there is anything that is going to change, it's not going to be our generation that does it, but instead our kids. And one of the basically the takeaway of the article was just to say that we shouldn't be afraid to point out the differences that exist between us and others. And that by being afraid of this, we kind of put across a perception that it's wrong or that it's something to be scared of, something to be fearful of. That difference is not a normal happening, not something that happens in everyday life, whether it's differences in trees, flowers, whatever it may be. If we as human beings, or if we as adults just teach our children that just like nature, just as there's diversity in nature, there is diversity in human beings. We can really kind of change the narrative of racial, gender discussions, cultural discussions, religious discussions. So yes, that's all I really wanted to say. Keep an eye out. We'll be posting a notification when the diversity tree comes up. And if you have any thoughts, or if you feel like your child is starting to go on this inquiry and you're not too sure exactly how to deal with it, feel free to just come and chat to any of the teachers or staff members at the school. And I'm sure everyone would be very happy to kind of speak about it with you. It's new territory for most of us, but we are very lucky to have a community which is united in wanting to do the best for our kids. So I think that the last thing for me to say is just to encourage us all to try and really move as deeply as we can in this inquiry, and that I think I speak for all of the staff at Small World when we say that we're really excited to see where this journey takes us. And I think it's one that's going to be enriching to both the children and the adults, staff, and parents alike here at Small World, and furthermore enriching to our community and maybe even our country. So thank you all for listening. Let me know if you have any questions. I will also post the link of the article that I've been referring to at the bottom of this vlog for you to do some further reading. And yes, I hope you have a lovely rest of your day. Thanks so much. Bye.